they will die. And his breath will reach as far as his eye can see. In the hadith of Abu Umam al-Bahili, Shaykh asked the Prophet ﷺ, Ya Rasul, when this is happening, فَأَيْنَ الْأَرَبِ, where will the Arabs be? So the Prophet ﷺ said, هُمْ قَلِيلٌ وَجُلُّهُمْ بِبَيْتِ الْمَقْدِسِ, they will be very less in number, and majority of them will be in Bayt al-Maqdis. وَإِمَامُهُمْ رَجُلٌ صَالِحٌ قَدْ تَقَدَّمْ يُصَلِّي بِهِمُ الصُّبْحِ, the Imam will be a very pious man at the time. Muhaddiseen say the Imam is referring to Imam Mahdi. He will be on the verge of leading the morning prayer. When Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, when he informed that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam is here, the Imam will take a few steps backwards so as Isa can go and lead the prayer. Sayyidina Isa will place his hands on the Imam's shoulders and say, تَقَدَّمْ فَصَلِّي فَإِنَّ لَكَ أُقِيمَتْ, go and lead the prayer. The iqamah of this salah was set for you. So Imam Mahdi will lead the prayer. After the prayer, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam will say, open the gate. The gate will be open. Dajjal will be there with 70,000 followers, all fully armed. As soon as the Dajjal will see Sayyidina Isa amongst the believers, he will begin to melt like salt in water and he will begin to flee. And Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam will say, you can't escape me today. Allah has written, this is my responsibility to kill you. Allah has written that I will kill you, and today I will kill you. As Isa alayhi salam will chase him, and he will kill him at a place called Babul Luj. Some people say this is a village in Palestine, and some say it's a village, it's a town in the blessed land of Sham. Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, and there will be a battle between Dajjal's army and the Muslim army, and his followers will hide behind trees and walls and wherever they can find. Everything other than the gharqada, the box stone tree, will speak on that day. Allah will give it, the stone, the ability to speak, the wall, the ability to speak, and they will inform the believers, O Muslim, there's a follower of Dajjal behind me, come and take care of him. And the believers will take care of him, and this is how Allah will rid the earth of the fitna of the Dajjal. My young friends, the most important thing, whether you remember what I've said before this or not is irrespective, because I probably forget it myself next week. There's that much information. So I'm not expecting you to remember anything. My young friends, the most important thing for today's session is do what you can while you can. You're here today. I swear by Allah, you will be gone tomorrow. Every day you sit and you make plans and you have ideas. I'll be doing this tomorrow. In a month's time, I'll be doing this. In a year's time, I'll have 2 houses. In 5 years' time, I'll have 3. I'll have this car. I'll be marrying this woman. You're dreaming a dream. As you're making this dream, the angels are laughing at you. Because they know you're gone before it. There'll be no warning. And there'll be no appointment. And believe me, men are dropping young at this moment in time. I was at Maulana's house, Allah bless him, he's a colleague of mine. We've been together for a very long time, Mawlana Yunus. And we were just talking. Now, when we were young, you never heard of any young man dying. It was rare. It was always, old men that you'd see dying. Well, look how quick things have changed. There was never a guarantee, but we're seeing it with our own eyes. Heart attack, boom, you're gone. There's a guy, it was worth 100 million. How much? 100 million. Fit as a fiddle. Under 50, touching 49. On the treadmill, worth 100 million. Fit as a fiddle. On the treadmill, doing his exercise. Pop. Gone. History. 100 million pounds. I ask you, my young friend, what did he take? What did he take? Are you sure? What are you going to take? What are you going to take in terms of your dunya? Do you think that your wife's going to put you in a tuxedo? You never know. You never had one whilst you were alive. Where are you going to get one once you're dead? What are you going to take? 2, 3 sheets, white cloth. That's about it. What are you doing? What are you doing? You just don't get it. None of us get it. It's not rocket science. It's simple. We know how true the words of Allah are. مَنْ يَهْدِهِ اللَّهُ فَلَا مُضِلَّ لَهُ وَمَنْ يُضْلِلْهُ فَلَا هَادِيَ لَهُ. You know, whoever Allah guides cannot be misguided. And who Allah leads astray cannot be guided. Because what I'm sharing with you is not rocket science. You know it. I know it. We're going to take nothing, zilch. But we're still clinging on. For what? For who? Your children? Just like the regard that you have for your father. You know, many of us, our fathers have passed away, grandfathers passed away. When did you ever visit his grave? When? You know, the sad reality is, on the first day, everyone's crying. Yeah? The second day, and mashallah, you'll get, dear uncle, and you'll put it on the grave. And you'll put the flowers, and you'll put the lamps now they've got. We've got to the stage where there's lamps and lights. It is better than Christmas decor. Astaghfirullah. Yeah? It's got to that where we're adorning the grave. So you'll visit one day, second day, third day, and that's about it. You know what? After that, it's history. You've never made dua, you've never visited, you've never seen, that's you and me. What's your child going to do for you? You have no regard for yourself. You and I do not love ourselves that much that we're not prepared to save ourselves from the fire of hell. Then what do you think our child will do for us? Do you not have the opportunity to do good? You do. Do I not have the opportunity to do good? I do. I'm living this day, you're living this day. You have the opportunity, you're able, you're qadir. You're in a position to do good. You're in a position to pray. You're in a position to fast. You're in a position to go for umrah. You're in a position to give sadaqah. But who actually does it? We've got better things to do. You know, they say, as a saying, you just live it once, do it, enjoy it. You know, that's the mindset of many of our youngsters. You only live once, right? Enjoy. You're not going to get a chance like this. You're right, enjoy. You're not going to get a chance like this. Allah's telling you, enjoy. فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. You want to believe? Believe. You want to believe? You believe. You don't want to believe? Don't believe. But I swear by Allah, you know what? The last laugh will be with your master. The last laugh will be with your master. You know, at this moment in time, you and I in this bubble, we're living in a different dunya. We can't see it. But you know what? When that angel stands and it's your time, and Allah lifts that veil, yeah, and your story comes to an end, there's only one being that will be laughing then. And it's that very being that you had no regard for in the dunya, and you didn't worship, and you were not prepared to bow down. You're here today, I swear by Allah, you will be gone tomorrow. You know, just one of our students, Allah, give his parents sabr, just 2 days ago. Nothing wrong with the kid, nothing wrong with the kid, 12 years of age, nothing wrong, no history, nothing. He's gone to sleep, he's not feeling well. His mother's struggling to get him up because he hasn't eaten, so she wants to feed him. She's struggling to get him up. He's weak. So they say, well, you know what, this is not normal, let's call the ambulance. They take him to hospital. They haven't even done the proper scan. They've just done a miniature version. Yeah? And you know what, there and then they say to the father, you know what, he's got 0 chance. 0 chance, gone. We only buried him on a Friday. 12 years of age. But you know what? That kid was fortunate. He died as an abaligh. رُفِعَ الْقَلَمَ ثَلَاث. He had nothing in his account in terms of guna. Free and pure from sin. And on top of that, he was a student. He was in our madrasa. Allah honors, an alim, a talib ilm when he's in dunya. Yeah? Do you think he will not honor him in terms of the akhirah? He was fortunate. Where do you and I stand? You know how you live your life, and I know how I live my life. I'm not in a position to talk about any one of you. I'm in a position to talk about me. And I swear by Allah, I'm in a masjid. This is not, being humble or being a pious man. No. Yeah. I'm not in a position now, if the angel came, that I'd be happy to meet my Allah. Because soon as accountability, you're going to get flashbacks. What flashbacks? Not of all the good things that you did. Yeah. Now you're going to meet your Creator. Yeah. Everything that you did in terms of disobedience will come to your mind. You'll remember them. You know because you did them. If you don't forget them, do you think your Allah will forget them? Oh insan, your whole movie will be played. So many young guys today, on the net, porn, and God forbid, and things like this. Can you imagine if that's played on the plate of the resurrection, what you were doing? In front of your Nabi and the whole of mankind. What would give you a heart attack if your mother and father ever came to know you? You can't show your face to your mother and father. People are involved in this film. You can't show your face to your mother and father if your mother and father came to know it. Can you imagine the plane of resurrection where from the first man to the last man will be there? Every prophet that Allah created from Adam to Muhammad will be there. And your life is played. And that is shown to what you used to do. You know it. How many guna you and I commit on a daily a day with this mobile phone? Whether it's today or whether it's tomorrow, whether it's you or whether it's me, you're here today, you'll be gone tomorrow. And once you're gone, my young friend, there's no such thing. Low anna li karratan. In dunya, when you play a game, you can cheat. Yeah? And you can play again and again and again, and you can cheat and get away with it. This game, when it comes to an end, there's no such thing. لو أن لي كرة فنكون من المؤمنين. Oh Allah, give me a second chance and I'll prove it. I'll believe. I'll do good. It's history. There are only two outcomes. One is called heaven, and the other one is called hell. It's your choice. You live as you please. Let me live as I please. But what I will say is, guys, if you're man enough to commit the crime, then you better be a man enough to do the time. And this is not some dunyawi prison. You have guys 6'6" out here, bad boys, and when you go places like Amle, they start crying and they want to meet the Imam. I'm suffocating, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. And by the grace of Allah, the prisons that we've got in England, they're like 5-star. What do you think will happen in Jahannam? You can't even begin to imagine. Allah's merciful, there's no Rahim that lives out more than Allah. So when you mess with Him, and He takes you to account, then believe me, there is no being within this universe that can smash you like Allah. And it doesn't end. Get this out of, let's get this out of our little mind. You and I might think, how much can you get smashed because Zaid about that? There'll be death. So you can only inflict a small amount of pain because we come from this dunya, you see. In this dunya, how much pain can you inflict on someone? There's a limit to it because after that you die, you don't feel pain. So we come from this dunya and we think, once you go in the next world, how much pain are the angels going to inflict on us? Let me tell you, my young friend, it will never come to an end. And the pain just increases. Just like Allah can eradicate pain. And Allah has given examples of this in dunya. There are children born. I've got a friend whose son doesn't feel pain. If he were to fall from top window, to the bottom, his legs will break, but you won't see him crying. Doesn't feel anything. So Allah gives us examples. Just like Allah can eradicate pain, He can increase it to such a limit, my young friends, that there's no end. And there's no such thing as death in Jahannam. No such thing, because death has been, on the day of judgment, Allah will bring death in the form of a lamb, and it will be slaughtered. And a caller will call, "O Jannatis, rejoice, you will remain forever." Or Jahannamis, grieve, you will remain forever. There's no death after this. So there's no such thing as death. So that's why I say, if He holds you to account, there's no one that can hold you to account like Him. And look what Allah's asking, guys. What is He asking? I swear by Allah, every single hukam of the Sharia is in the best interest of this human being. This human being doesn't comprehend it. Every hukam of the Sharia, every hukam is in the best, is to save this human being from harm. And we're seeing it, where people don't live by it, don't live by the word of Allah. You see the harm that's being caused in society. It's in the best interest. And look what Allah is asking. All Allah is asking you to worship Him for how long? How long? How long do you live on this dunya? 100 years? Let's say you're one of the lucky ones. You didn't drop at the age of 40, you live for 100. What is 100 years in terms of the akhirah? Nothing. One day of the akhirah is 1,000 years longer. 1,000 years longer. If you lived for 100 years, how long have you lived in terms of the akhirah? 1/10 of a day? 1/10 of a day. Just to make things easy. How much is 1/10 of a day in this dunya? 2.4 hours. Your life, if you've lived 100 years, in a nutshell, is only 2.4 hours. And in that time, Allah has told you, look, do good, refrain from evil, only for 2.4 hours. And if you do that, I'll give you a life of such bliss, that it will knock you silly, forever. Zillions and zillions of years. Whatever tickles your fancy, whatever you desire, whatever you want, from aeroplanes to beautiful women to beautiful desserts, fruits, whatever you want, Allah's prepared to give. All He's asking, look, for 2.4 hours, just suppress your desire and just listen to what I have to say. But we're not prepared to do that. For 2.4 hours, we'll disobey Allah. We will fulfill our desires. And you know what? For that, God forbid, and may Allah protect every single one of us, millions and millions of years punished beyond our comprehension. What sense is in that? Is there any sense in it? You'll all agree there's no sense in it. But you know what? Who will go from here today and actually act upon it? May Allah give us tawfiq, every single one of us. Guys, you're not going to make the change, then when will you make the change? What if your heart pops and you don't even get a chance to make tawbah and make rujoo? What do you think will become? I swear by Allah, you live by these teachings, you live like a king in the dunya, never mind in the akhirah. You live by these teachings, you will live like a king in the dunya, never mind in the akhirah. Allah will give you a thing called contentment, and you will taste that buzz in the dunya. Why else do you think Bilal, they would beat him by day and they would beat him by night? Do you think he didn't feel the pain? How could he not feel pain? Now, God forbid, I'm just an example, I would just smash my mate Eunice here. He's going to feel it. U'a kantana. So how can it be that Bilal couldn't feel pain when they used to beat him? He did. The sweetness of Iman, the buzz that he was getting at the time. That buzz that he was getting at the time would make him forget the bitterment of the punishment. Now you've got a guy, he comes to an Indian restaurant, okay? He's come from Amsterdam. He likes his curries. So he's gone into Al-Ma'idah down here, and he's having a curry. He's sitting on a table, and you know what? As he's having that vindaloo, he's got water coming out of his nose and out of his eyes. Some guy comes from the outside and sees this guy's on his own, with this water coming out of his eyes and his nose. What is he going to think? Bichara's going through some hardship and going through some difficulty. Yeah. Try taking his window off him. You know what he's going to say? Shit. He's getting a buzz out of it, but what can you see? Outwardly, you can see he's suffering. People could see Bilal outwardly suffering, but inside the buzz that Allah gave him, he wasn't feeling it. He was seventh heaven. So you follow the teachings, Allah will give you that. You've got the opportunity, with this Ummah Welfare Trust and other charities that are legit. Yeah? And it's your job to find out which charities are legit, that don't do anything dodgy in terms of the laws of this land and the laws of Allah and His Rasul with regards to zakat and sadaqat. That is a golden opportunity for you to get involved and do something for your akhirah. They'll always be collecting for things like wells or madrasas and masjids and things like that. Give a little. I'm not asking you to give a lot. Get in a manner, open different accounts with Allah. Put some money in one masjid, whether it's a penny or a pound, give it. So that way, while that masjid is there, you'll be getting sadaqah jariyah. When they do another well, put a tenner there. So while that well's there, this is another account with Allah, you're getting sadaqah jariyah. When they set up another madrasa, put some there. So that way, you're opening another account with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should do shukr that, these people do this type of work. Because you and I are so busy, that we haven't got time for anything. And if these guys didn't collect our zakat, we wouldn't be giving it. So it's a golden opportunity for us to do something. Again, guys, on this note, I will conclude. I've got my marching orders. I'm an law-abiding citizen, and I will conclude here. By the way, guys, I apologize, but these were my orders. I walked in, and the man said to me, make sure you speak for 2 hours. So I don't know what all that is about. There's a big man out there. You'll have to take care of it with him. Yeah. So obviously, I'm smashed. So that's the only reason I kept on going. I don't know, maybe he's shared something with you guys. Anyway, guys, apologies. Jazakumullahu khairan ahsan al-jazaa for, in this environment so hot, mashallah, you sat patiently and you honored the words of Allah and His Rasul. Most importantly, guys, is this last bit. Do what you can while you can. May Allah give me the tawfiq, first of all, to act upon what I've said, and may Allah also give you the tawfiq. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.